Today, I've got a story that might shock you. Hi, everyone! Thanks for joining me for another episode. I'm Georgiana, your English teacher and founder of SpeakEnglishPodcast.com. You can subscribe to my newsletter on my website and get the 5 secrets to learn to speak English fluently. And it's completely free. Have you ever spent a whole weekend just relaxing and doing nothing? Just playing games or binging shows? It's a nice break, right? But what if you did that for months or even years? Today, I've got a story that might shock you. Think about someone who stays in their room all day and all night. Not seeing friends or family. Not working or studying. Odd, right? Well, there's a Japanese word for this. Hikikomori, which means being confined. It's about people who choose to stay away from society completely. This is common in Japan, but other cultures have similar ideas. People call them loners or modern-day hermits. Around 500,000 young people in Japan and about the same number of middle-aged people live like this. But it's not just in Japan. Often young people, especially guys, are really into the online world of games and social media. However, they are not afraid of going outside like people with agoraphobia. They simply prefer not to be involved in the world. You might wonder why. I did too. Some people believe that pressure from society to do well can lead to this. Others have experienced difficult situations, such as bullying or family problems. Also, technology allows them to easily stay alone, as everything is accessible online. By the way, to get the transcript, visit speakenglishpodcast.com/podcast. Let's continue. Now think about their health. Being inside constantly isn't healthy. They might get weak or face sleep problems. Emotionally, they might feel down, unsure, or guilty. In any case, many don't see this as a big problem, since these people don't often seek help. But there are ways to help. In Japan, there are online communities for them. When they're ready for help, they get therapy, medication, and social activities. Even taking a short step outside can significantly impact you if you feel confined. The sun and fresh air can be invigorating. Great! That's all for now. I hope you found this topic helpful. Let's continue with a point of view lesson. I will tell the same story twice, so make sure to focus on the changes. You can find these techniques fully implemented in my premium courses at speakenglishpodcast.com/courses. Okay, let's start. Jimmy was a hikikomori. He spent his days locked in his room, immersed in video games. His favorite was Kingdoms Connected. There, he had a battle buddy, Lila. Together, they conquered kingdoms, fought monsters, and solved riddles. Although they talked daily, they only knew each other by their voices. Jimmy didn't know that Lila, the brave virtual warrior, lived in the house next door to his. Like him, Lila was a Hikikomori, and her window was in front of him, although they always kept it closed. One day, the electricity went out. Unable to use his computer, Jimmy looked out his window. At the same time, Lila did the same. They looked at each other with confusion and curiosity. And when they started talking, they recognized each other's voices. After the surprise, they decided to meet in the garden that divided their houses. They realized they had a great deal in common. Gradually, they began to spend more time together off-screen, exploring the real world. Years passed, and their relationship blossomed. They fell in love, got married, and had 7 wonderful children. In honor of their story, they named each one after a video game character. And so, from a virtual coincidence, a real love story was born. Imagine now the same story in the present. Jimmy is a Hikikomori. He spends his days locked in his room, immersed in video games. His favorite is Kingdoms Connected. There he has a battle partner, Lila. Together they conquer kingdoms, fight monsters, and solve riddles. Although they talk to each other every day, they only know each other by their voices. Jimmy doesn't know that Lila, the brave virtual warrior, lives in the house next door to his. Like him, Lila is a Hikikomori, and her window is opposite his, although both always keep it closed. One day, the electricity goes out. Unable to use his computer, Jimmy decides to look out his window. At the same time, Lila does the same. They look at each other with confusion and curiosity. And when they start talking, they recognize each other's voices. After the surprise, they met in the garden that divides their homes. They realize they have many things in common. Gradually, they spend more time together off-screen, exploring the real world. Years pass, and their relationship blossoms. They fall in love, get married, and have 7 wonderful children. In honor of their story, they decide to name each one after a video game character. And so, from a virtual coincidence, a real love story is born. Awesome! I like these kinds of stories because they're easy to remember and help a lot with learning English. And humor also makes learning more enjoyable. You can find this method in my premium courses. Take a look. Visit speakenglishpodcast.com/courses. Also, If you want to help me, share the podcast with your friends and family. That would mean a lot. Thanks. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy today's episode? Get the transcript now at speakenglishpodcast.com.